Good morning, my dear students. I am Mohammad Bahaddin, working as an assistant professor in ISL Engineering College, which is affiliated to Usman University, Hyderabad. So today in these sessions, we are going to learn regarding the introductions of bearings and what are the advantage of the bearing and disadvantage of the bearings and the difference between the sliding contacts of bearings and the rolling contacts of bearings, and what are the materials we are using to select the bearings. Is it right? So in these sessions we are going to discuss. The first thing is we are going to discuss regarding the introductions of bearings. So generally we know very well the bearing, it is a one type of the machine element which support the another machine element, we can say as general. So it permits the relative motions between the contact surface of the member while carrying the load. So let us see. So I am talking about a bearing. It is a one type of the machine element which support the, so this is what we can say, this is our bearing. What we can say here, we can say as bearing. So bearing is a one type of the machine element. It is mainly used for support to the moving element. Here who is the moving element? The moving element is shaft. Moving element is, who is that here? The moving element is shaft. If the shaft lies in between this bearing, what we can say? We can say as general. What we can say here? We can say as general. So bearing is one type of the machine element which support the another moving element in the bearing, we can say as the general. What we can say here? We can say as the general. So it permit the relative motions between the contact surface of the member while carrying the load. So let us see over here, if the general is moving in the bearing, they have the possibility of that, they have the contact with this general. Is it right? While carrying the load on it. So the load, they having the different type of the load is acting on the general. Maybe the first thing is the radial load is acting on the general. This type of the load is acting on the general here. The radial load is acting. Sometimes they have the possibility of the thrust load is acting on this general. So the thrust load, nothing but the load is acting at the axis. So such type of the load we can say as the thrust load. Sometimes they have the possibility is the thrust load as well as the radial load, both load is acting simultaneously on this general. Is it right? So if the relative motion between the contact surface, they have the possibility of the certain amount of power vested in overcome frictional resistance. If rubbing surface are in direct contact, there will be rapid wear. So let us see, if this shaft, if it is moving, this is what we can say? We can say as general. So I will write here, and this one what we can say? This is, we can say as bearing. What we can say here? We can say as bearing. And the smallest one, this one, rotation one, what we can say? The rotation shaft we can say as general. So the relative motions between this general as well as bearing. If this general is moving with some velocity in a clockwise direction, in a bearing, they have the possibility is that this general is contact with this bearing. The general is contact with the bearing. Due to what happened, the certain amount of power will be vested in overcome frictional resistance. If the rubbing surface, who is that here? The rubbing surface is this one. The rubbing surface, this is the surface of this general as well as the surface of the bearings. Is it right? So if this general is rotating in this bearing, they have the possibility of that, they have the possibility is that this general will rub over here. Is it right? So due to it causes rapid wear will be causes. But our intention is that we want to reduce the frictional resistance. What is our intention is that here? Our intention is that we want to reduce the frictional resistance as well as we want to reduce the wears. In the some cases, away the heat generated layer of the fluid, we are known as lubricant. What I am doing over here, let us see. This is our general and this is our bearing, we know very well. If the general is rotating in the bearing, due to it will produce the heat. Will produce the heat here. General, it will produce the heat. If it is produce the heat, they have the possibility of the contact with general, the wear will be happening. So for that reasons, what I am doing over here, we are using the lubricant. We are using the lubricant in between the general as well as in between the bearing. So let us see this figure. So what I am doing over here, this is our general and this is our bearing. So in between the general as well as in between the bearing, we are using the lubricant. We are using the lubricant. Is it right? So why I am using the lubricant? Because of we want to separate this general as well as we want to separate this bearing. For that reasons, we are using the lubricant. Is it right? So if you are not using the lubricant, they have the possibility is that this general will contact with bearing. General will contact with the bearing. They have the possibility of materials will be fail or generals will be fail. Is it right? So for that reason, we are using the different type of the lubricant. We are using in between this general as well as in between this bearing. Sometimes we are using the petroleum products we are using. In between this general as well as in between. Sometimes we are using the vegetables oils. Sometimes we are using the silicones oil. Sometimes we are using the grease. Is it right? In between the general as well as in between the bearing. Our main intention is that we want to separate the general as well as our intention is that we want to separate this bearing. For that purpose, we are using the lubricant in between this general as well as in between the bearing. Next one. What are the advantage of this bearing? The first thing is the design of bearing and housing. Okay, the design of bearing and housing is very simple. So let us see. This is our this one what we can say, white one we can say as general or we can say as shaft. What we can say here, we can say as shaft. Clear? So the design of this bearing, this design of our bearing, or sometime we can say as housing. This one is housing. So housing, it is a fixed in nature. It is not a movable nature. Only the movable nature is only general. Is it right? So here, this one, what we can say, this one we can say as the split type. What we can say? Split type. So this one we can say as, this is our shaft. In between one line is there. So this line, what we can say as the bearing liner. What we can say? We can say as bearing liner. Clear? So here, in which we are pouring the oils. Sometime we are using the another lubricant like vegetables oils we are using. Sometime we are using the grease also. Is it right? What are the first thing is, the design of bearing and housing is very simple over here. The design of bearing and this housing is very simple. So for that reason, that is the advantage of this bearing. And the second thing is, they occupy the less radial space. So for the, if you want to design the general as well as bearing, so it requires the very less space. Is it right? So it is not require the more space. Is it right? Another thing is, it is a more compact in nature. That the general as well as the bearing is in more compact in nature, as well as it is occupy the less radial space. Clear? And the third thing is, the cost of this general bearing it's very less. Is it right? So for that reasons we are giving the more priority. Okay. And fourth one is the design of shaft or the design of general is very simple over here. So for that reasons we are giving the priority to this bearing, and they can very easily operate. Is it right? So for that reason, because if you are using the bearing, we can easily perform the operation, as well they can easily operate very easily. We can easily operate. For that reason, that is the advantage of this bearing. And they have the good shock load capacity, as well they are ideally suited for the medium and high speed operation. Sometimes they have the possibility, so this type of the gears is mainly used for medium speed, as well it's mainly used for the high speed operation purpose. We are using the such type of the gear. That is the advantage of the gear. Okay, advantage of the bearings. Next one, what are the disadvantage of the bearing? The disadvantage of the bearings is the frictional power losses is more. So frictional losses when it will be occur. Let us think about it. If this is our bearing and this is our general. If the general is rotating in between the bearing, if this general is contact with the bearing, they have the possibility of the frictional power losses will be more. Is it right? Another thing is they require the good attention to the lubrications. So whenever we need the lubrications, so we need to supply the lubrications in between this general as well as in between the bearing. We need to supply the sufficient amount of lubrications. We need to supply in between the general as well as in between the bearings. And the third disadvantage of this bearing is they are normally designed to carry only radial load as well as to carry the axial load. So this means that the radial load, the load will be act perpendicular. Is it right? As well as the axial load, nothing but the load will be act axially in the horizontal directions. The such step of on which we are designed. So this means that they are normally designed to carry only axial load as well as to carry radial load only. So this axial load, the sometime we can say as the thrust load. What we can say here? We can say as thrust load. Again I will repeat, because the disadvantage of this bearing is the friction power losses is more. And the second thing is we are required to provide the maximum amount of fuels in between or oils in between this general as well as in between this bearing. We need to supply. And the third thing is we are normally designed on the basis of radial load as well as on the basis of thrust load. Is it right? And what are the bearing materials we are using for making a bearing? So let us think about it. We are using a different type of the materials we are using for making the bearing. So first thing is the bearing material should not be damaged. If the general, it should not stick or weld to the general surface. So this means that we have to design in such way that that is the responsibility of the design engineer is there. So they need to design in such a way that the general should not be damaged. The general should not be damaged, as well as it should not be stick to this bearing. So this is our general. What is our main intention is there? The general should not be damaged, as well as it should not be stick to the womb. It should not be stick to the bearing. Clear? It should not be stick to the bearing. So if it is sticks, they have the possibility of the friction power losses will be more. Is it right? The first thing is there. The second thing is it should have the high compressive strength to withstand the high pressure without the distortion. So this means that, so they have the possibility of that. This general we need to design in such a way that they have the ability to sustain the maximum load okay, without deformations. If they don't have the capability to withstand the compressive load, then on that materials there is no need to design. Is it right? So first of all, the design engineer, they have the lot of responsibility to design the general, as well as design how to design the general, as well as how to design the bearings. Is it right? So if the material, or if the bearing or general is having the capacity to sustain the high compressive strain, to withstand the high pressure, then only we need to design the such type of the material, as well as we need to give the priority the such type of the material. And the third thing is, the material, the bearing material should have sufficient endurance strength to avoid the failure due to the pitting actions will be take place in between this general as well as in between this bearing. Clear? And the fourth thing is, the material, whatever the bearing material should be soft to allow this particle to embed in the lining, and for the trouble purpose we are using the such type of the bearing material we have to select. And the bearing material should have the reasonable cost and should be easily available in the market. That is the most important. The design engineer, they have a lot of responsibility is there. First of all, we need to select the such type of the material. This type of the material, it is available in the market or not. If it is available, then we have to give the priority to making the such type of the general as well as such type of the bearings. If the such type of the bearing as well as general, if it is not available, there is no need to design on it. Is it right? So first thing is, the bearing material should have reasonable cost. The cost of this general as well as the cost of the bearing should be reasonable cost or less cost, then only we have to give the priority, as well as the such type of the general as well as the bearing should be available in the market. If it is available, then only we have to give the priority. Otherwise, there is no need to give the priority the such type of the bearing materials. And next one, the bearing material should have sufficient corrosion resistance under the condition. So the most important thing is, we need to concentrate, we have to select the such type of the materials. The corrosions will not be occur in between the general as well as in between the bearing. Is it right? And next one, the most popular bearing material is Babbitt. Due to the silver appearance, Babbitt is called as white metal. So nowadays we are using Babbitt materials, we are using because this material is having very high strength. For that reasons we are giving the priority to the white metal. So another thing is, Babbitt, whether the lead base or tin base inherent weak and the strength decreases rapidly when increase the temperature. So what is the telling that, if you increase the temperature, of the Babbitt, they have the possibility of the strength of the Babbitt material is goes on decreases. If you increase the temperature, of the Babbitt material, they have the possibility of the strength of the Babbitt materials will be goes on decreases if you provide the maximum temperature. And then their use is further restricted to the poor fatigue strength. Okay. And next thing is, they have the 10 grades of the white metals we are using. The first grade we are using as grade 90, as well as we are using the grade 84 we are using. So grade 90 and grade 84 are used for bearings in petrol engine, as well as we are using in the diesel engine. So grade 19 is almost all is using in the petrol engine, as well as the grade 84 it's mainly used in the diesel engine cross head, in which purpose we are using the such type of the grade of the white metal we are using. Another thing is grade 75 is mainly used for repair any type of the jobs in the mills and the marine installation purpose we are using the grade 75 white metals we are using. Another one is the grade 69. The grade 69 is used in the underwater application purpose. We are using the grade 69 of a white metals we are using, okay, for the underwater application purpose nowadays we are using. As well as the grade 60 of a white metal, it's mainly used in the dynamic as well as electric motor, as well as nowadays we are using in the centrifugal pump and other medium application purpose. Nowadays we are using the grade 60. So almost all you observe that, because almost all in the problem nowadays we are using the grade 60, we are using to solve this step of the problem. Is it right? So in the grade 60 they have the possibility is that we can select the dynamic problems as well as static problem easily we can solve, as well as we can on the electric motor how much force is applied on it, we can easily measure with the help of grade 60 of a white metal we can use. And other bearings materials are bronze we are using nowadays, as well as we are using the copper we are using, as well as we are using the lead, as well as we are using the aluminum we are using, as well as we are using the alloy and plastics are using. Is it right? So that is that top 10 grade of the white metals. Okay, next one, what are the materials is used for sliding contact bearing? The first materials we are using we can say as Babbitt metals. The Babbitt metals we can say as white metals we can say. Is it right? So these Babbitt materials, it is a tin base and lead base Babbitt. It is widely used because they satisfy the most of the requirement. Okay, first it is this Babbitt material is a composite of tin base Babbitt. It is a composite of tin as well as it's a composite of copper and lead. So for that reason we can say as the tin base Babbitt. Another one is the lead base Babbitt. So lead base Babbitt is a composite of lead, copper and tin. Lead, copper and tin. So the such type of the materials we can say as the lead Babbitt base Babbitt materials we can say that. Another ones we are using bronze materials we are using in a slide contacts of bearings. The first thing is we are using the alloy copper and zinc and coppers we are using. Is it right? In a bronze materials. The first thing is in a gun metal. In a gun materials we are using different type of the composite materials we are using, like the copper, zinc and tins we are using for the high grade purpose we are using in the gun metal. And the second thing is phosphor bronze. It is a composite of copper, tin, lead plus phosphorus. For the very high pressure purpose we are using the phosphor bronze metals we are using. Is it right? And the third one is cast irons we are using. So this cast iron, these bearings are used with steel general. These are used in the lubrication adequate the high pressure. The limited pressure is lies in between the 3.5 Newton per mm square to the 4.5 Newton per mm square. In between it is lies. For that reason we are giving the more priority to the cast iron metals only. Another one is silver metals. So these are used in the aircraft engine where the fatigue strength is more important, then only we have to go for silver metal. Another one is we are going for non-metallic bearing. So in the non-metallic bearings, in which the various bearings are made of carbon, graphite, rubber, wood and plastics. So such type of the materials we are using in the non-metallic bearing. So non-metallic bearing nothing but we are not using the metal product, we are using the non-metal product, like we are using the carbon graphite we are using, as well as we are using the rubber, as well as we are using the wood, as well as we are using the plastic we are using in a non-metallic bearings. Okay, and what are the properties of the bearing materials? The first property of the bearing materials is the corrosion resistance, and the second thing is they have the high thermal conductivity, and third thing is they have the high compressive and fatigue strength. Okay, and fourth thing is they have to provide the less coefficient of frictions, and fifth one is they have the low cost of the bearing. Generally, that is the property of the bearing material. Next one, that is the most important, the functions of bearing. So let us see over here. The bearing ensure free rotation of shaft or axle with a minimum frictions. The bearing support the shaft or axle hold it correct positions. Let us see over here. First function is the bearing ensure free rotation of shaft or axle with the minimum friction. So this means that this one, what we can say? We can say as general. Okay, this is our moving element. This moving element, what we can say? We can say as general. And this is a fixed element. Okay, so we can say as bearing. Okay dear, so bearing ensure the free rotation of shaft. So in this bearing, the general can freely rotate in between this bearing, free rotation of the shaft with the minimum frictions. Is it right? That is the first functions of the bearing. And the second thing is bearing support the shaft. So what is the function of this bearing? The main functions of the bearing is support to the shaft or support to the general. Okay, the main purpose of this bearing is it hold the general in a correct position. It hold the general in a correct position. For that purpose we are using this bearing. Clear? As well as the bearing take up the force, act on the shaft, axle, transmit them to the frame or foundation. So in which they have the possibility is there. Let us see. So they are different type of the force is acting on the bearing. The sometime the radial force is acting on the general, and sometime the thrust force is acting on these bearings. So in the general bearings may be divided into the two types. The first one is the sliding contacts bearing, another one is the rolling contact of bearing. The first one we are going to discuss about the sliding contacts bearing. The sliding contact bearing in which the surface either make sliding contact or separate by film of lubrication. So this means that our main intention in the sliding contact bearing in which the general is sliding contact with the bearing. The sliding contact with the bearing. The main intention is there they want to separate the film of lubrications in between the general as well as in between the bearing. So such type of the bearing we can say as sliding contacts of bearing. Another one is the rolling contacts of bearings. So the rolling contacts of bearing in which the bearing or rolling contact bearings in which the bearings having the rolling contact between the surface. So let us see. This is the moving element. This moving elements we can say as general. What we can say here? We can say as general. So these rolling contact bearings which have the rolling contact between the surface. So this is the ball is indicate this is a ball, or we can say as rollers. What we can say? Rollers. So this roller this is the liner. Okay, and this is the fixed element we can say as bearing. So this rolling contact bearings in which this bearing have the rolling contact between this surface. The such type of the bearings we can say as rolling contact of bearing. These balls freely rotate in between this contact surface. Is it right? The such type of the bearings we can say as the rolling contacts of bearings. Clear? Next one. So what are the difference between the sliding contacts of bearings and the rolling contacts of bearings? The first thing is the sliding contacts of bearings. The surface of the slide. This is the surface of the slide. over the surface of the bush, resulting in the frictions. So this means that this is our general. Okay, let us see. This is the surface of the shaft. Okay, this surface of the shaft slide over the surface of this bush. This is our bush. This is the fixed element. The fixed element, what we can say? We can say as bush. The resulting in what will happen? It causes the frictions will be happening. So in the sliding contact bearings, in which what will happen? This moving element contact with this general. I will write here general, and this one is moving contact or fixed contact, nothing but we can say as bush. Okay, so let us see over here. The surface of the shaft slide over the surface of the bush, resulting in what will happen? It causes the frictions will be happening in between this general as well as in between this bush. Is it right? But if you go for rolling contacts bearing, in which what will happen? See, this rolling contacts of bearings, in which it also called as the anti-frictions, because sometimes we can say as a ball bearing, we can say that. So here this ball, it can freely move on the surface of the contact of this general. Is it right? The such type of the bearings we can say as the rolling contacts of bearings. And second condition, in which in order to reduce the friction, these two surfaces are separated by the film of lubrication. If you want to reduce the friction, what is your intention is there? Your intention is there, you want to reduce the friction. If you want to reduce the friction, then you need to provide the film of lubrications. So in between this general as well as in between this bearing, if you provide the lubrication, then they can easily freely move in the bush. Is it right? Let us see. I will draw over here. This is what we can say. This is we can say as bush, and this is another one we can say as general. Okay dear, so your intention is there, if you want to reduce the friction between this general as well as in between this bush, then you need to provide the sufficient amount of lubrication. You need to provide the sufficient amount of lubrications in between this general, in between the bush, then only this general can freely rotate in the bearing. Is it right? But come over here. In the rolling element, such as ball or the roller are introduced in between the surface are in relative motions. So what I'm doing over here? We are using the balls or roller on the surface of the general. This is the general. Okay, so we are using this ball or rollers, we are using in between the bearing as well as in between this general. Is it right? This is what we can say. We can say as general, or this one we can say as bearing. So in between, what I am doing over here, we are using the balls or rollers, we are using in between the general as well as in between this bearing we are using. If you use the ball or roller, so due to what happened, they produce the relative motions in between the general as well as in between this bearing. Clear? Next thing is, the bush is made of the special bearing material like white metals and bronze. So here this bush is made of white metal and bronze. It is made of white material or white metal, and it is made of bronze. So we know very well this bush is made of the white metals as well as made of bronze. So what about here? In the bearing sliding, friction is replaced by rolling frictions. So in this type, the bearing sliding friction is replaced by rolling frictions we are using over here. Instead of sliding contact bearings, we are using the rolling contacts of bearings we are using. That is the difference between the sliding contacts of bearing and the rolling contacts of bearings. Okay. Next one. The materials used for sliding contacts bearing and rolling bearing. The first thing is speed. We are talking about first speed. Okay. Okay. First thing is we are talking about speed of this general bearing. So the speed of the general bearing is very high compared to the roller bearings. Okay, because the roller bearing, the speed of the roller bearing is very less compared to the general sliding contacts of bearings. Okay, the speed of sliding contact bearing speed is very high compared to the rolling contacts of bearing. First thing is, what about the frictions regarding these sliding contacts of bearing as well as in between the roller contacts of bearing? Let us see over here. In the sliding contact bearing, they have the possibility is the power losses due to increase at high speed while require the proper oil flow rate of the heat rejection. Why it is the frictions will be occurred here? Because the main thing is, the main reasons in the sliding contacts of bearing is the power losses due to the friction. The friction is occur in between the bearing as well as in between the bush. So for that reason they have the possibility of power losses due to the frictional increases. If the maximum frictions will be increases, if you are not provide the sufficient amount of lubrications in between the general as well as in between this bearing. Okay. In the roller contact of bearings, what will happen? The lower friction in the lower speed, but higher friction is high speed. So in the friction what will happen in the roller bearing? The lower friction, lower speed. If the speed is low, they have the possibility of low frictions will be occur. If the speed is high, then they have the possibility of high frictions resistance will be occurs in the roller bearings. What about the maintenance of this sliding contacts of bearing and the rolling contacts of bearing? First thing is they need maintenance. Wood here, sliding contacts bearing, they need maintenance as well as permanent care about the lubrication. So we need to give the more priority to the lubrications. In the lubrications we need to supply in between this general as well as in between the bearing, we need to supply in the sliding contacts of bearings. But occasionally attention is required. So in a month only one time or two times we need to supply the lubrications in between the general as well as in between these bearings. Okay, so here the maintenance will be maximum, here maintenance will be less. Is it right? Another one is, what about the shocks? So it bear the shocks and high load. So this means that they have the capacity of the sliding contacts bearing, they can easily absorb the shocks at a high load. But what about this roller bearing? Does not withstand the shock and high load. If the load is maximum on the roller bearing, they have the possibility of failure of the bearing. But if you compare to the sliding contact bearings, they have the possibility to sustain the maximum load. Is it right? So they can easily bear the shock, as they can easily bear the at a high load, they can easily bear the shocks. But here they don't have the ability to withstand the shock at a high load. Clear? Then fifth condition is axial length. Axial length in which very long to bear the shock and high loads. So axial load in which if the load is acting axially on the sliding contacts of bearings, so they can easily bear the shock as well, they can easily bear the high load. Is it right? In axial load is acting on the sliding contacts of bearing. But what about these rolling contacts of bearings? So in which, so relative less length is required. Okay, so they don't have the ability to absorb the or bear the shock at a high load. Is it right? Another one is bearing life. The life of the sliding contact of bearing is very long life. Is it right? But if we compare to the roller bearing, the life of the bearing life of the roller bearing is very short life is there. Okay, and next one is failure. The lower possibility of failure occur, here higher possibility of failure occur. If you observe in the sliding contacts of bearing, they have the possibility of lower possibility of failure is occur. But if you compare to the roller bearing, in which they have the maximum higher possibility is there the failure of the general. Is it right? So another one is, what are the applications of the sliding contacts of bearing and the rolling contacts of bearing? The applications of the sliding contacts of bearings is mainly used in the high speed application purpose. Nowadays we are using the sliding contacts of bearings. So the sliding contacts of bearings is mainly used in the turbine, as well as it is mainly used in the compressor, in which we are using the sliding contacts of bearing. What about the rolling contact of bearings? So it is a use in the low speed application purpose. We are using the roller bearing, as well as it is mainly used in the gearbox in the automobile sector, in which we are using the roller bearings we are using. Okay, what are the application of the sliding contacts of bearing and what are the applications of the rolling contacts of bearing? The first applications of the sliding contact of bearings is, the sliding contacts of bearings is mainly used in the centrifugal pump, in which we are using the sliding contacts of bearing. Okay, as well as in the large size electric motor, in which we are using the sliding contacts of bearings, as well as this, it's widely used in the steam as well as in the gas turbine, in which the sliding contact of bearings is using, as well as the sliding contact of bearings is widely used in the concrete mixture, as well as in the rope conveyor belt, as well as in the marine installation purpose. We are using these sliding contacts of bearings, as well as the sliding contacts of bearings. It's widely used in the crankshaft bearing, as well as it's mainly used in the petrol as well as in the diesel engine purpose. Nowadays we are using the sliding contacts of bearings. What are the applications of the rolling contacts of bearings? So the rolling contacts of bearings, in which they widely used in the machine tool spindle, in which we are using the rolling contacts of bearing, as well as it is a very widely used in the gearboxes, as well as it's very widely used in the front wheel and the rear axle wheel, in which we are using the rolling contacts of bearings. Is it right? As well as we are using in the crane hook, as well as we are using in the small size electric motor, in which we are using the rolling contacts of bearings. Clear? And classifications of bearings. In the next class we are going to discuss regarding the classifications of bearing. I hope so no one is having the doubt regarding up to over here. If you have the doubt regarding in these sessions, please write down in the comment box, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you dear.